Hey dudes, off on a solo camp, only for tonight, last minute type of thing. Gonna give that hammock another go. I got a different mat to go underneath it now, so with a bit of luck it won't be too cold. But I'll get you back when I get there, right? It's not too far, it's only a mile or two from my house. And see you in a bit. Bye. So I'm here. This is our alpaca and chicken field, like you saw in the first video. It's just off the road, which is a little bit of a shame, but still lovely and quiet. And got loads of water, got the trees, loads of fresh grass. Not that that's any good for camping, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so just going up to the spot that I outlined in the first vid. Now I've got the 4x4 DD tarp, and I'm glad I went for that, to be fair. I was looking at the is the XL, and it's is it 3x5, 3.5x4, something like that. Wouldn't quite have made it, I think. I put it up last weekend. Me and my buddy Arth camped out. I started the video, I cocked up, I didn't take my battery pack. So I started the vid, which was driving down to pick him up. And I got there, picked him up, drove to the site, hiked in. And yeah, forgot to pack my battery pack, so I had like 3% battery on my phone. That was the end of that. So apologies for that. And it was actually a pretty good camp, because I found out a few things I needed to know about the hammock and all that stuff. But anyway, lesson learned for next time. If you're going to film, don't forget the battery pack. So here we are. This is where I was last time. So I'm going to go off this tree to this tree, which I did last time. Got the ridgeline all set up. And I got a different mat, so quick update on last weekend's camp, right? Now, I've never been cold camping, ever. And last weekend it was freezing. I think the main reason for that was that I've got this inflatable mat. It's not got an R rating or nothing like that. You're going to shoot me when I say this, but I had it off Temu, right? And it was my first purchase, so it cost me £2.30. The day after I bought it, it was £23. And it's been £23 or more ever since. And I think if you look on Amazon and a few other places, they've got the same mat, because it's no name, right? They've got principally the same mat, and it's all pretty much the same price. And I've used it, oh, Jesus, 6-8 times, and it's been fabulous. Best £2.30 I ever spent. And I'm a side sleeper, and I can even sleep on that really comfortably. I usually put a foil mat underneath it with the foil facing up in it to reflect the heat back up. And I've never been cold, nothing like that. Anyway, this hammock camp last weekend, oh my God. It's the comfiest I've ever been. We had lift so far off arse Mrs. Gale. We probably had to walk, I don't know, three miles in, something like that. There's forestry track roads, and then we got to the Llyn, the lake. We were the only people there, which was fantastic. Got everything set up, cut loads of firewood. There was loads of standing deadwood, so we cut all that up. Had some serious logs, you know, ready for the fire. And anyway, skipped to the end of the evening. When it was ready to go to bed, the mat was up. 2 o'clock in the morning, or round about 2 o'clock, I woke up. I was perishing, right? All my back. So my back of my bum, backs of my legs, my calves, and the backs of my arms. Everything that was lying there and was touching the bottom of the hammock was freezing. So I'm like, right, okay, that'll never do it. I can't do that again. Because I haven't decided on the hammock camping yet, the that was a 70 to 80% success because it was so bloody comfortable. Plus, Arth took some rum. I took some Southern Comfort, which is my favourite. I do love rum, but I took some Southern Comfort in a small bottle. And we swagged that before we went to bed, slowly by the campfire, watching the embers and stuff. So it took the edge off. I knew it was cold. It was natty as shit as well, but I got some army issue DEET, and that did do the trick, fair play. It tastes like shit when you go on your lips, but it done the trick. So he drank his rum, I drank my Southern Comfort before we went to bed. So I fell asleep really quickly, and I was so bloody comfortable. The air mat on top of the foil mat, and my sleeping bag on top, and yeah, I was so comfy, so lovely and warm. It was relatively early because I hadn't slept well the night before, and neither had Arth. So we were tucked up by 10:30, which is a weird bloody thing, isn't it? 2 o'clock I woke up. Oh, fucking hell. So freezing cold. I managed to change positions. Oh, shit, I haven't brought the DEET tonight. What an arsehole. Managed to change positions a few times. I managed to go sort of sideways and cradle myself, try and save some body heat. And it worked for a while, and then I woke up again, and it was just a pain in the arse. But the comfort was there. So what I've done now, I've bought, and it says it's insulated, Z-fold foam mattress, right? And this is primarily for hammock camping. If I got to trim it, then fair enough, right? I'll cut it a shape. But because it's insulated, it's got a R value of 2.3 or 2.4. So I had a look, online, and I was like, oh, that sounds great, That should do me for what I need, especially in the hammock. So I got it. It's there on my pack, in the bottom, a tan silver thing. So I'm going to whack that in there. My sleeping bag's going to do on top of that. And because I'm not too far from the house, I'm not too worried. It is officially summer, although I can't ever remember a June this cool. But that doesn't matter. I can always, if I get too cold, right, I can always go down there and catch up to one of the alpacas, one of those woolly beasts, and then see what happens. Anyway, in all seriousness, I'll get it set up now, and then I'll bring you back on. You can have a look at the setup, and then I'll bring you back later on, right? Tidy. See you in a bit. Bit of an update on the hammock camp. Lucky I wasn't far away from home, because I just had to go in the rucksack now, and there's no hammock in there. So yeah, I left it in the house. So I got my daughter. She's coming down now with it. There's the alpacas there. So I'm getting beat on the road there now. She's coming down with a hammock, and then I'm going to set it up. I'm not sure if I brought that DEET, and I've already been eaten alive by gnats. I think I've brought it. I think. Hopefully I have, because I'm not planning on having a fire tonight, because I'm only going to be here tonight. There's no point in lighting a fire. I've already eaten. So I got some Southern Comfort in a little bottle. I got 2 cans of lager, and yeah, I'm just going to chill out. I'm going to chill out under that tarp with the seats we've got at the top of the field, which is just across the road there. It's on the other video, I think. There it is. So there. So it's a DD 3x3 tarp I made it with shelter with some sticks, and we sit under there. If the weather's not great, I have a beer and stuff, and just enjoy this amazing view. Oh, it's not so great from there, is it? But up from there, it's amazing. So I'm going to sit down there for a bit once everything's set up, have a beer, enjoy the view, and I might do a bit of filming, or I might end up watching, I don't know, podcast or something, listen to the podcast, bit of Joe Rogan or something like that, or watch some YouTube. and then knock it on the head then, probably about 12 o'clock. And with a bit of luck now, this new setup's not going to be cold, because I was bloody freezing the other night. Anyway, I'll bring you back later on when it's all set up, right? See you in a bit. Right, I got a hammock. Here's a diner come out. We lost one in the week. So, back about 3 months ago, we put this secondary run up outside because, well, the alpaca, everybody reckons the alpacas keep the foxes away, which is great. And probably dogs as well. They make a hell of a racket if there's dogs in there. My dogs come in there and they go fucking mental. So we built that. I came here 4 or 5 days ago, and the missus did the morning run. I do the afternoon run when we're home from work. And I come there. There was a few fellas on the path. There was only 5 chickens instead of 6, and I couldn't find anything. I walked the whole garden, went through the weeds, all these knocked weeds and stuff behind me. Right, I covered every square inch of this garden. Couldn't find it, and because I couldn't find anything other than a few fellas on the path, I came to the conclusion, correct me if I'm wrong, right, but I came to the conclusion that it was a bird. We got kites around here. I love kites, right? I got kites around here. They don't take chickens, they'll take carrion, right? All the stuff is already dead, and the same with buzzards as well, apparently. Got loads of buzzards around here. We got small hawks as well, kestrels, sparrowhawks, a few peregrines. They won't take anything that big. My mate in the other valley, Buzz, who I will introduce you to, he was telling me that there's a few boys up the valley from him that lost a few chickens to goshawks and hen harriers. Okay, right. I thought, well, that's up there, you know. They won't come here. I think that's what it was. Normally, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, right, in the comments, if a fox gets into your chickens, he'll just slaughter them all, which is why farmers hate foxes so much. I think goshawk or a hen harrier come down, swooped in, picked it up at the tail, took it out, dropped it, which is where the few feathers were, like 8 or 10 feathers, grabbed it again, took off, and that was the end of that. Like, anyway, I'd like to know your opinions. So I'm back here. I'm gonna get set up and bring you back. See you in a bit, right? So hammock's up, just check the lay, it's all good. So it's on that tree there to this tree here. Alright, all good. I have adjusted it a bit, picked it up a little bit. I'm on the last loops on both daisy chains. So I picked it up a bit until it was right. So yeah, it's all good. So I can just sit on it now. And yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Right, so I'm gonna put the put the tarp up now on top. It's not gonna rain, I'm confident, but it's nice to use it, and you know, I bought this for a reason, so I'll put that up now, whack that up, and then I'll bring you back, right? See you in a bit. Right, I've managed to get it up without getting eaten too bad by gnats. They're calming down a bit now, in all fairness, which I'm glad of. I found the DEET, but I haven't put any on yet, because, I don't know, it's not that good for you, is it? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, there we are. Right, that is the DD 4x4 tarp, so 12 foot by 12 foot tarp. Inside there, let me turn you around a minute. So there it is, right? There's my rucksack and all my gear stuff. Right, inside here now is the hammock. Now don't ask me about the hammock, because I was lent it. But on the pocket thing, these are really good, aren't they? There's a bag that hangs off it that you can just stick stuff in. Uni gear, right? There's no bug mesh or anything like that with it. So there's the hammock. This is the DD tarp. I can't get it out any further than that. I wanted to leave it open this side, but I can't because there's a tree there. I suppose I could pick this side up a bit, but anyway, I'm going to have a fool around with that in a bit. So inside that is my sleeping bag, which is a Snug Pack Navigator SQ, I think it is. It's quite a bit of a base model. I was only calling it last weekend. I haven't been calling it before, but I normally camp in a British Army bivvy bag. Underneath that is this trail mattress. Right, it takes 7 breaths to blow it up. I've slept on this on the ground, and I'm a side sleeper, and I slept on my side, and it was fine. Underneath that is the mat I was telling you about earlier, which is that silver-sided Z-fold thing. Right, so I'm hoping that is going to be enough to keep me warm tonight. Oh yeah, that was another thing. But on that camp last weekend when it was cold, I had this top on, which is thermal. I bought this to go skiing back in January. And I had the trousers on as well. Skiing, they were fantastic. They were lovely and warm. I slept in this and the trousers on the weekend by the lake, and I was freezing, absolutely perishing. But like I said, the other air mattress I had, which is not this one, the green one I had from Temu, I think that finally got punctured. Like I said, I'd use it, 6, 7, 8 times maybe, and it was always brilliant. But I think on that forestry floor, when I was pumping it up, it might have got a pine needle, might have stuck in it or something like that. So I will, I'll put it in the bath, and I'll find the puncture, and I'll put a bit of Aquashua, which I used to use to repair my wetsuits. It's a good glue, and it's flexible as well, so it'll expand and contract, so it's really good stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's the setup. Don't know, it looks pretty comfy, doesn't it? It's the right height for me, facing that way. My sleeping bag's zipped on the left as well, which is that way, so I can just climb straight in there. If it gets a bit natty in the night, what you can do, you can pull everything over, with the pocket bit and all that. You can pull that over, and you can cocoon yourself in there. But normally, after dark, they normally calm down, don't they? Don't they? They better, because I don't really want to put any DEET on. I've become quite healthy lately, and I go to the gym, and I eat healthily. I drink healthily, which means I only drink cider, which is apples. So that's okay, innit? So yeah, I only drink apple juice. It might be fermented apple juice, but it's apple juice nonetheless. So I get my 5 a day. Well, I don't. Actually, I'll tell a lie. The wife and I, we do not drink on a school night. So that means Sunday through to Thursday, and then Friday night. That's always been have a couple of pints night. I have had 1 or 2 today because it's Saturday. When I say today, I mean this evening. I once sat there like being an alky. And I'm going to have a couple more. And then I'll have a drop of Southern Comfort in a little bottle before I go to sleep. And I'll bring it back later on, right? But that looks good, doesn't it? Ooh, you dropped it. That looks good. It looks comfy. And there's no way it'd ever get wet in there if it did rain. So I'll bring it back in a bit, right? Hey, dudes. I'm under this shelter I told you about now. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you the view. This is where we like sitting here so much. How fabulous is that? So around there, under that big tree there, is where the hammock is. There's the alpacas down there and the chickens. The pub is there. So if I get too bored, I'll nip down and see the boys for half hour. Anyway, that's the view. Absolutely fabulous. So yeah, me and the missus sitting here. We've got 2 chairs, some beer, and we just sit there and enjoy the view. And it's lovely on a summer's day. Well, it's lovely on a summer's evening at Glow. Absolutely perfect. I couldn't think of being anywhere better. And the good thing is now I'm going to get to try that out, and I hope beyond hope that it's not going to be a cold night. I don't care if it's a cold night, if it's cold, it's cold, isn't it? One of those things. And what I did, because I'm so confident in my choices, which are not based on experience, they're just based on my ideas. I think the setup I've got at the moment is going to be nice and warm. So I didn't bother bringing an insulative layer. I might be proved wrong. Hopefully I won't. Oh, and I've just put some DEET on, because after I clicked off the last bit of filming, yeah, I had to. I found the DEET, I put it on, and since then they haven't touched me. So on the old ears, you know, neck, back of the neck, rolled my sleeves up and put it on my arms, up my elbows, all that stuff. So a bit of luck now to stay away. Like I said, I'm not going to have a fire tonight, because I'm not going to cook anything. I've had my tea. In fact, I had too much. I cooked a lovely curry. So I've had that. And oh, here's a good one for you. Now, if there's any of you love a curry out there, right? Like, loads of people love curries, don't they? I love hot curries. So you can pin me down on a vindaloo or something stronger. If the Indian that we go to does a fowl, I'll have a fowl. Or it's a vindaloo, right? So me and Arth exactly the same. And Arth's brother Glenn, oh, just spice heads. So not drug spice heads, mind, you know, hot spice heads. Hotter the better. I made a cracker earlier on, and I put something in it that a few of you might disagree with. So I put in it. Well, actually, I made some meatballs, right, out of minced beef. Normally I make lamb meatballs, but I don't have any lamb mince. So beef mince meatballs with finely chopped onion, some herbs, a bit of cumin, bit of coriander, some chili powder, some cayenne pepper, a little bit of turmeric, salt and pepper. And then fry them up separately, and then take them out, and then in the same pan then, you know, make your curry up, like fry the onions, and I put little cubed potatoes in there, peas, peppers, onions. When all that was up and running, really nice, then I add back the meatballs. But I mixed something in with the meatballs. I fried something with the meatballs that, I don't know, I might be considered a heathen or something like that. I don't know, tell me what you think. But I put black pudding in it. So either shoot me or exonerate me, or try it yourself. And then if you like black pudding, great, you know. If you've never tried it, try it anyway, right? Just don't Google what it's made of. Just, you know, it's on the shelf, it's fine, it'll be okay, it's not going to poison you. Just eat it anyway, innit? And I bet you love it. But if you like black pudding, then it goes great in a curry. It doesn't matter what curry it is, it goes absolutely fantastic in it, whether it's chicken, prawn, beef, right? Meatballs like I made. Goes absolutely stunning. Oh, mushrooms as well, big chunks of mushroom in there as well, and it was absolutely beautiful. So I've eaten all that now, and that's the reason I'm not having a fire tonight. But within that situation over near, I wonder if it's because it's under the trees, maybe. They're pretty savage over there at the moment. So if I'd come down earlier and I hadn't had tea, I'd have made a fire. And we'd have cracked on with that way. But because I have had tea, I'm not going to bother making a fire. I'm just going to survive the gnats by the DEET I'm wearing. Anyway, I'll bring you back later on when I'm going to have a kip. I'm actually thinking at the moment, there's some cracking logs there that I cut. I'm not entirely sure of what they are, what tree they're from, but I made a spoon out of one the other day, a wooden spoon, and it's fabulous, really light, lighter than my titanium spoon. And I bought some food grade mineral oil to coat it in. Give it a few coatings now before you use it, and they worked a treat. But what I want now is one of those, it's called a Kuxa, isn't it? Kuxa. Is it Swedish or Finnish, or is it Swedish Kuxa? Swedish, I think it is. Those wooden, almost like a bowl rather than a cup, isn't they? But they've got 2 finger holes in it. I'm thinking of making one of them next, because I've got a wood carving kit with a curved knife and all that, which is what I made the spoon with. So these logs there, there's some crackers there. I'm thinking of splitting them in half and get it started on a Kuxa. I don't know whether I'll do it tonight or not, but I will get started on it soon. And then instead of carrying a metal cup or a plastic cup and everything, when I go camping next time, I'll take that. But I'll use that mineral oil the food grade mineral oil to coat it in, and it'll be all good. There's tons of people who use them on, you know, all these bushcrafty videos and stuff. So I reckon that tonight's going to be a good night, because look at this now. I'll turn it around, right? Not a single cloud in the sky. This is where I live. I don't deserve this, do I? Really, you know. Absolutely fantastic. And over there is where the hammock and all that setup is. And then there, behind those trees, is the pub. Did I mention the pub a lot? And can I zoom when I'm videoing? I don't know. That's how it goes. Oh, there they are. Look. There are. Focus. The alpaca. So the one staring at us is Larry. And that's all he ever does is stare. He's like the alert. He's the one who makes a noise when the dog's here. The brown one in the middle with his back to us then is Murphy. He's okay. He'll come to you. He'll eat out your hand carrots and raisins. The one then against the bale of straw, that's Khan, as in Genghis Khan. He's getting better, but he's a bit highly strung. Let's put it that way. So yeah, it's all good, isn't it? So this is where I am. This is my view for the evening. Can't do much better than that, can you? So there we are. Look at this. How awesome is that? It's a shame it wasn't a mile or so from the road, because then you wouldn't have any traffic noise in the night, and you wouldn't have boy racers and, I don't know, youngsters up to no good in their cars. Not that I ever did that with the young ladies, I didn't. I'm sure there's a few places around here you could pull in and do that type of thing, if you were so inclined, which I never was. You know, I was a good boy. I was home by 8:30 and in bed by 9 every night. Yeah. I swear. Anyway, right, I'll bring you back just before I go to sleep, right? I'll see you in a bit. Hey dudes, so I'm finally in bed. I went on, made sure the alpacas are okay and the chickens and stuff. And my last beer. And a little drop of Southern Comfort, just to warm me up a bit. Now I'm in my bag, and we'll see how it goes. So, what was it? It is, time is 25 to 11. I still like this, look. Still almost light. We gotta love British summertime, haven't you gotta love it. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the hood bit of the sleeping bag up where it's supposed to be. That's better. Yeah, so very, very comfortable. And we'll see how we go. I've got this army surplus shirt / jacket thing on. And when I said I hadn't packed a, what do I call it? A thermal layer, I suppose, wasn't it? Well, I didn't lie. I'd forgot that I had packed something like that description. So I've got that on now. I don't know if you can hear this. Now, when I was a kid, right, in the valley over there, I was actually I know, you're a nerd. I was actually a member of the Young Ornithologist Club, right? British Young Ornithologist Club. So I was massive into my birds. I knew them all. And back a few years back, I was in the loft and I found a book of British birds that my father had bought me when I was really young, you know. And I grabbed it and took it downstairs and started looking through it. And my kids come through and I'm like, "What you got, Dad?" I was like, "Oh, well, I was reading my birds when I was a kid." And they said, "Oh, do you know all the birds in that book?" And I actually did at the time. Well, I did back then, you know. And they said, "Oh, let's test you on it." And they tested me on, I think it was 15 or 20 birds out of that book. So they put bits of paper over the heading and the writer underneath and just showed me a picture. And I got everyone. I was well happy with that. But this noise that I'm sure you can hear in the background, I have no idea about. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't know where that come from. Yeah, so you can probably hear that in the background. I have no idea. I have no idea what it is. Can you hear it? I've got no clue as to what that is. If you know, put it in the comments, because I'd love to know what that is. But there's a few of them, and they seem to be answering each other's calls. So there'll be one over there and then one further back, and yeah, crazy. I haven't got a clue what it is. So let me know in the comments what you think it is. But anyway, look, I'm very, very comfortable. It seems to be thermally efficient right now. If I roll off it in the night, I'm sure it wouldn't be. But I'm going to have a kip now. Well, actually, I might have another little swig of something comfort before I go to sleep. But anyway, it's been awesome. And I'll speak to you soon, right? Ta-ra. Hang on. Can you hear it? I wonder what that is. I have no idea what it is. They're insistent though. They keep going. But maybe once I turn the light out now, they won't be so rowdy. Well, I hope so anyway. Alright. Night, dudes. Catch you later. Morning, dudes. Well, what an amazing sleep. What can I say? I'm absolutely converted to hammock camping. I can't ever see myself sleep on the floor ever again. I gotta be honest. That was so comfortable, so warm. Why would you not do it? You know, I didn't get eaten alive by gnats. That was a good thing. You can see a few going across the camera now. Oh, that was fantastic. What a kip. I mean, I get up at 5 o'clock every day for work, right? Not every day, but 5 days a week. And if I lay in, I lay in for an hour max. Hour and a half maybe, right? 6:30 is like the latest. It's 7:45. I've just slept until 7:45. I was that comfortable, that warm. So I think my idea of putting that the Z fold mat underneath this black trail thing, that worked a treat, I did. What I am going to do though is get the biggest hammock I can find, so probably a 12-footer, because it's easier then to go corner to corner, because I am a side sleeper. Although I did sleep on my back all night last night. Yeah. I don't know why this one is. It's decent, you know. But it's not mine for a start. So I need to start thinking about what I'm going to get for myself. I have seen a few online that I'm quite fancying. And is it One Wind or something like that? They do a 12-footer with the ridge line and the bug net built in. So I'm thinking about that one. When I was researching it, because I'm a side sleeper, I was considering getting one of those lay flat hammocks. Bloody expensive compared to your everyday run of the mill non-lay flat hammocks, and there's not that many out there. They've got those nightcat ones that I've seen quite a few people reviewing and that. But if memory serves, I'm sure it's like 180 quid for a hammock, like. But it is fully enclosed in it. So you've got your bug net and you've got your fly all in one. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, that's a bit rude, isn't it? I'm just going to make my coffee now. So yeah, massive success that was. Absolutely. That's probably the best night's sleep I've had this week. Don't tell my missus. Anyway, yeah, so that was a success. And I'll see you on the next vid. Alright, cheers. Bye. Morning, dudes. Yeah, so that was a roaring success. I'm well happy with that. That's the best night's sleep I've had in ages. So here's the setup now in the morning. I just took the tarp over, tied it off to the tree there. So yeah, what a brilliant night's sleep. I'm not sure how much the Southern Comfort added to the night's sleep, mind. However, you know, I didn't have that much. It was only a small bottle. And yeah, what a brilliant thing. So I'm just brewing up my coffee now. So I'm gasping for coffee. I got this little burner. I can't even remember who makes it now. I made that one in there myself because it's really low profile. I can't fit my Trangia in this little stove thing. So I made one of those beer can ones. And that one just fits on top. Slowly warming up. I think that the it's too close to the flame. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, it'll work. So I did speak in a video about gear reviews, and I think they are worth doing. They're definitely worth doing. And I happen to have, purely by accident, 2 snug pack items, right? So one is this kipping bag, which is is it the base camp or something? Yeah, so snug pack base camp ops. It's decent, you know. It's a decent kipping bag. I like the like olive colours and all that, you know. I'm not scared to wear a bit of camel. I think the better you blend in, the better you are. So I've got that, and I've also got the snug pack rocket pack, the 70 litre rocket pack, which is based on like a British Army Bergen, because you've got the two big side pockets that you can zip on and off, and you can also put them on. It's too early for me to think of the name. What's that thing? The 4 straps you wear on your back. There's a name for it, isn't it? The army's got like, and you can zip those onto that or clip them onto that and make another like day pack out of it. I will do a review on that rucksack because there's a few things about it that I ain't all that fussy on. And it must have sat in my Amazon cart, right, for at least 6 months when I was thinking about getting it. I bought a British Army Bergen from our local army surplus shop. 130 litres. I didn't realise it was that big. And we went out one time, me, my mate Arth, and both our missus, right? And we walked for hours. And it was heavy as hell. Not particularly comfortable. I don't know what year it's from. It's got someone's name in it, written in marker, you know, old soldier. It's absolutely huge. But I knew I wanted that type of rucksack. So I looked at them all. And normally I'm quite an impulse buyer. Don't tell my wife. But this thing, I mean, I looked at that. Reviews on YouTube and everything, right, for bloody hell, how long? 6 months, at least 6 months, until I finally bit the bullet, just press buy now, and you know, it was delivered a day later. Like, I was happy enough with it until I had to put it on, and then I had to wear it. And there's just one thing really that bugged me about it, but I'll do a review on that later on. So yeah, the snug pack seems to be decent stuff. That rucksack, there's one thing, and I mean, if they look at other rucksacks, you can see how they work. Because I've got a Vango Nepal, I think it's called, a Vango Nepal or something like that. 65 litre rucksack, right? It's got that the aluminium frame. I think you can take out. But anyway, you can slide the pack up and down in it to fit your body type. So I'm 6'2", right? But I haven't got long legs. I got normal sized legs, but a long body. So then the more adjustable a rucksack is, the better it is for me to suit my body type, like. So yeah, this one, because of the way that it adjusts, the straps adjust, it doesn't suit my body type. That old Vango thing I've got that I bought in about 2005 is perfect. But with my fondness for like olive green stuff and camouflage stuff and all that, with my fondness for that, it doesn't really fit into that because it's black with like bright writing on it. But I think that one's going to come out of retirement. The next time I got to do any significant walking with any significant weight is coming out, because I ain't going through that crap again. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, last weekend when me and Arth went out and slept at the lake, which I forgot to bloody take the charger, didn't I? For the phone. Killed me. Absolutely knackered me out. My hips were aching, my shoulders were aching. You shouldn't have that from a rucksack, you know. If you can adjust it properly, you know, all right, well, I'll be 55 in October, right? But I'm fit. I'm fit and I'm strong. And it's never been a problem in the past. But with this snug pack, rocket pack, yeah. And incidentally, that's the second time I've had grief with it as well. The first time me and the boys went, about 5 of us went, maybe 6, 5 I think. And we did half a day's walk to get to where we were going. And I took too much stuff that time. I took loads of stuff I didn't need. I'm finally learning now, through, you know, the more times you go, you learn that I didn't use that lot. In fact, I haven't used it. I've took it twice and I haven't used it at all. Right, so that ain't going again. You know, especially if you've got some new gear, you just want to take it, don't you? On the off chance you're going to use it. It's just crazy, you know, the way the mind works. Like, so yeah, I'll do a couple of reviews. I think I might even do them today when I get back to the house later on. Dig some stuff out, do some reviews, and then post them. But I'm just going to go down and feed the alpacas now. They're looking at me, you know. I don't think they can believe that I slept here last night with them. I'm going to go down and feed them now, and then make sure the chickens got water and everything. But it's going to be a stunning day. I mean, this is going to mess the camera up in a minute, I suppose, isn't it? But the sun's out already. It's warm already at 8 o'clock. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. The wife's away with our eldest daughter, Georgia. She bought her for it was her 30th birthday on the 4th of May. But she's taken her away as a present to this health spa type place, hotel over in Caerphilly. And by all accounts, they were having a wonderful time last night. I had a video or two of them in a video call, like. And why did I bring her up? Anyway, still half asleep. What a beautiful night's sleep that was. And what a way to wake up in it. You wake up to this beautiful greenery, nature, you know. Birds singing and all that. Gnats eating in your face. I mean, what a way to wake up, like. And who wouldn't love that, innit? You know, who wouldn't want to live out in the wild? I wish I'd brought my gun with me, actually, because there's a few wood pigeon about. But then I didn't bring anything to cook it with. I didn't bring a pan or anything like that. All I brought was that little kit for boiling up coffee, like. But I've got my fire starter. There's plenty of wood, yeah. There's plenty of wood that I've already cut down and left for nearly a year, or 6 months at least, which is alright to burn. Yeah, what a shame. I fancy a bit of wood pigeon for breakfast as well. Right, I'll catch you later, dudes, because I'll do a review on some stuff later on, because everything I've got now, I've give a good go. So, you know, the hammock I've used twice now, the tarp and all that. I'll do a review. I'll do some reviews. I might as well, innit? Because somebody might get a benefit of it, like I have. You know, I only ever buy stuff that's been reviewed. And there's swallows. There's 2 swallows there coming really close to me. It's beautiful. Yeah, so I only ever buy stuff that I've seen reviewed or is really cheap, that you don't mind taking a punt on, you know. So I'll do some reviews later on, because I've got some stuff now that I'm happy with, some stuff I'm not so happy with. Do some honest reviews now and see where you go. Like, it might help somebody out. Tidy, right. I'll catch you later. Ta-ra. Hey dudes. Right, I'm walking back home now after a very successful hammock camp. I was well happy with that. You can probably tell I was really happy with it. I was happy with it last week apart from the cold, so I think I sussed that out now. I was looking on online for the what do they call them, underquilts, is it? The things that hang below the hammock, and bloody more expensive than the hammock. You know, I'm not tight by any means, but when you're looking at 70 quid, right, for a bloody quilt, surely you could repurpose something. You know, if you've got a sewing machine or something like that, you could repurpose an old quilt you might have in the loft or something. But then, we wouldn't want something white hanging off it, would you? I suppose you could put it in. You could doctor a quilt cover. You could buy like a green quilt cover or something, or brown, something that blends in, and doctor that to fit then the butchered underquilt. I can't see it being too difficult, to be fair. Much easier if you've got a sewing machine. I don't think you'd want to go doing that by hand, to be honest. Anyway, what a beautiful walk home now. Fields behind me down there. Ian, the farmer, has just turned up to cut the field. And hey buddy, 3 alpacas is not enough to keep the grass down on about 2 acres. Plus you got what do they call it now? Knotweed. They're like bamboos, isn't they, when they die. I used to love playing with those as a kid. You got those everywhere, ferns, which is lovely. And the grass has gone really long, even a bit longer than this stuff along this path. So my missus, she had a look on Marketplace the other day for a ride-on mower. There was one for sale a couple of miles from us for 300 quid. I was a bit concerned about the pitch on the field. You know, it's certainly not flat. There's only a few flat areas, and we've already used those for the shed and the chicken run, you know. So yeah, she saw this mower. It was 300 quid second hand. I thought, oh, that's bloody tidy. You know, petrol mower, like, ride along thing. I was just a bit concerned about the pitch in the field, and where they put a new fence up last winter, they did it in pissing down rain, and the ground was soft as hell, so you've got tractor ruts everywhere. And I'm thinking, I don't know if something that's meant for your lawn is going to be up to the task, like, you know. But anyway, it was still available, so she rang Ian then, the farmer that rents us the field, and just to get his opinion on it. She's a clever bugger, mine. She is a clever bugger. So she said, oh, I know Ian, it's Claire, I'm just ringing because the grass is getting really long in the field now, and the weeds are getting really long and what have you. Obviously 3 alpacas is not enough to keep all that grass down in check. You need a herd of goats or something, really. And she said the reason I'm ringing is I found a ride-on mower for sale, and it's not too far away. And morning, all right? And he said, what for now? I said, to keep the field out, you know, cut the grass and the weeds and what have you. And he's going, oh, don't worry about that, don't worry about that, I'll come and cut down the weekend for you. So that was last week. And while I was packing up my camp just now, he's turned up on his quad with this motorised cutter towing behind it, and it is flying through it, fair play. So yeah, that's gonna keep the grass down for a bit now, which is nice. I don't know whether he's going to be, there's some parts of it that are inaccessible, so I don't know whether he's going to be able to get in there, but the legend, my old man, has got a petrol strimmer. Oh, hang on a minute. Right, last 3 times I tried to use that, it'd start, it'd conk out, and it wouldn't start again. And I'm no idiot with an engine, you know, I've had motorbikes in the past, I know the bloody engine works. I know what to do if it floods, you know, if we flood the carb, and I know what to check if there's any air in the line and all that malarkey. But this bloody thing really tested my last nerve, it did. So yeah, maybe that won't be such a good idea. But old Arthur's got one. Arthur's a mechanic, general all-round potcher. There's not a lot he don't know. And everything he's got, he keeps in pristine condition. So I think if I buy him a bottle of rum, because he's a rum man, I reckon he'll lend it to me, so I can get, at least I can get the inaccessible places, the places where a young can't reach now. I can get in there and sort him out. I don't mind a bit of manual labour, you know. And yeah, so that's it. So it's about, what was it, a mile walk up this lovely path. This is a cycle path, this is, right, that runs from Nantamoyle, where I live, runs all the way to Bridgend. So it's a good few miles. It's a cracking walk, and here I go again, I'm going to mention it again, there's a few pubs on the way. Right, there's a few pubs that are a very short walk off this cycle path on the way down to Bridgend. No, I haven't been in a mall. I've been in 1 or 2. The Fox and Hounds, which is down in Blackmill. That's a regular pit stop for us. If we're on the way home from wherever we've been on the weekend, if we go in that way, sometimes we'll stop and have a meal. Sometimes we just stop and have a pint, you know. It's a cracking old country pub. There's a garage right opposite. There's a river behind. They've got a lovely seated area out the back, so you can go and have a roast in and eat out the back in the summer, you know. I'm not a big fan of that, man, because the flies and gnats and all that malarkey, but still, it's bloody good value. The food is always really, really good. Yeah, I'm digressing now and I'm getting off the subject. So yeah, Ian's down there doing the field for us, bless him. Lovely guy. I was talking to him just now, and he looked a bit odd because I walked up he looked at me a bit odd because I walked up to the trees with my camo gear on and that, like. He looked at me and I go, Chase? I said, alright, bud? Aye. He looked at me odd again. I said, oh, I kept him there last night. Put a hammock up in the trees, like. And he's like, oh, I took my grandkids camping last night. This farm's massive, like, you know. Big hill farm up there. Up there somewhere. And he said, yeah, I took my granddaughters camping. They absolutely loved it. I said they'd have a little pop before they went. Because there's one thing, right? One thing, or the main thing, that puts kids and a lot of women, actually, I'm not being sexist here, right? Because men don't give a shite. We'll have a crap in the woods. We'll whip it out everywhere and have a slash, you know. You know, we ain't worried about stuff like that. But they are, you know, kids and women, some women. And yeah, he took them camping last night, said they had a lovely time. And what I should have done, I know we pay, right, to rent the field. I need to find out his views on having a fire. Because what I've got down there, I've got, oh, it's like a collapsible fire pit thing, but it's made of mesh, and it's on legs, tubular legs, stainless steel legs, and they pop apart, band them up together and put them in a tubular bag. All folds away really, really small, really light. That's down there. Good thing about that is it's probably a foot off the floor, so you can get a fire going in, and it doesn't. Well, it didn't when we used it last. It didn't scorch the grass and stuff, you know. Because I don't know how you feel about fires and what have you. So there's someone I'll have to ask him. But I mean, with that thing, I don't really need to ask permission for that, do you? Because it doesn't damage anything anyway. It's cracking to cook on. I've got a little tripod. I've got a few actually. I used to just use 3 sticks lashed together with some paracord, leave part of the cord hanging down, and then I had a chain which I could adjust then for the height of the pot over the fire. But I was on Temu, bloody Temu, I was on there, and there was an anodised aluminium one, cheap, 8 quid, 9 quid, something like that. So yeah, I ordered that, and it works a bloody treat, fair play. There is, it ain't that tall, but you can adjust it really, really well with the chain that comes with it and everything, like a hook and loop configuration thing. So you can do that. Oh, I got to pause a minute. Back. I don't know whether it's something I'll get used to, but oh. Cyclopath. At least he's not riding like a psychopath. Yeah, I don't know if it's something to get used to, but you know, making the videos when there's people around, I don't know how I feel about it really. I'm talking quite quietly, and some people, you don't give a crap. Like I walked past 2 dog walkers and a cyclist earlier on, but then the dude I passed over there just now with the bull terrier, nothing to do with the dog. He looked old as ill, so he was barely able to walk. I don't know, I just didn't want to speak. Stranger. Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. Yeah, I don't know if any of you people, good people of the tube, worry about stuff like that, or was it just me? Just being a bit neurotic maybe. And anyway, I'm almost home now. I'm coming to the worst part in about 2 minutes. I live up a big hill. It's not that long, it's just really steep. I don't normally have to stop on the way up there, because you bring the dogs down this way a lot anyway. It should be alright. But yeah, filming, speaking in front of people, I don't know. I think it's probably something I'll just get used to. Incidentally, the cycle path that I'm on now, but anybody from Wales will know that the valleys were primarily populated by miners. There were mines every mile or so. Well, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but there was a lot of mines not too far apart. So there was a couple here apparently in Nantamoyle. And I'll just turn the camera around, because as much as I've walked this path, I can't believe this, right? I've never seen this sign. I'll turn the camera around now for you to see it. There we go. Right, so I'm actually walking now. So my house now. Yeah, so this spot I'm on is pretty much where this photo was taken. And my house is up behind this old church, up on the main road. And yeah, so I'm walking on what was the old railway station, which was built initially to take coal to Cardiff and Barry docks for export overseas. You know, because the Industrial Revolution was pretty much fuelled by Rhondda Valley coal or something. sorry about that. I meant to pause, I meant to flip a camera on them, but I stopped the video. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of information on here. And there we are, like, we've got red kites around here, which are magnificent. They've got to be my favourite bird to play. Trout fishing, right, in the Ogmore River, but disdain. There's no room in the club. I can't get in there at the moment. There's the waiting list to get in the River Ogmore Trout Fishing Club. There's the waiting list is so big. They've actually closed it down. Yeah, they've closed the waiting list down. You can't even put your name on the waiting list anymore. So unless, I don't know, they had a committee night or something like that and a bomb went off, and I hope it don't. But I just can't, I can't even put my name on the waiting list at the moment. So I can fish in the next valley over, which I do regular, for trout, fly fish and spin. Now and again, if I find a nice pool, put a little float or the worm in the end, that works well. I can fish over there because I've got my my fishing licence, my Environment Agency licence, which you have to have. There's two choices. You can buy it for just normal trout fishing, or you can buy it for migratory species as well. And which this river, the River Ogmore, further down, they get a lot of suin, sea trout, and salmon coming up there, you know, certain times of year, which is probably why that club is so popular, I expect. I bloody can't get in there for the life of me. So I fish the River Rhondda. They don't stock it over there anymore because apparently the club went bust. And the club owned the river from Trehavod all the way to, well, they call it the Stag Junction. There's a pub called the Stag in Treorchy. And from there on, then further up the valley, that's the Upper Rhondda Fishing Club, and that'll be the last stretch of river belongs. So it takes all the way to Blind Rhondda and Blindcombe. And as far as I know, I think they do stock that one, because there's a current club using it or owning that stretch. So I can't fish that, but I've got miles and miles of river to fish free in the Rhondda where I'm from. I might nip over later on actually and wet the line, like, see if I can get some trout for tea in it. Oh, right, I'm on this bloody hill now. This is the easy part. It's all stepped by a, there we are, look. It's all stepped so far. And you go across a road at the top. That's easy. But the last lot of steps, aye. Yeah. I have packed light. This rucksack that I had a bit of a moan about is actually performing really well at the moment. But then I haven't got a ton of stuff in here. It's still full, but it's full of light stuff. So I don't even think it weighs 10 kilos at the moment. So it's nice and comfy right now. And I haven't got the zipper pockets on it, but I'll do a review on that later on. And you can, if you're in the market for a rucksack, again, you know, you can make your own mind up about it, can't you? So just coming now to the little lane which leads to the steep steps, but thankfully it's not that long. I'm moaning about nothing really. I'm not complaining, I'm honest. So yeah, I'm going to sign off now. And I'll come back on later and do some reviews of the gear I've got in the house, because I got loads of it. Some of it was impulse buys. I'll just stop there a sec. Most of it was stuff that I'd researched and fellow like-minded people had done reviews about, which is brilliant, you know. I know I said in that opening video that I'm not a big fan of doing reviews, but without them, you'd probably waste quite a bit of money, wouldn't you? if you get into a new hobby and stuff. So yeah, I'll do some reviews later on and I'll post them, and yeah, I'm happy to take any questions you might have. I don't know how long it takes me to get back to. It's Sunday today, so I'm back in work tomorrow, but I can sort in the evenings, that's not a problem. So I got like 8 steps left. So that view, I see out from my living room window, flashing. So yeah, I'll jump back on later on and I'll do some reviews, right? Catch you in a bit. Ta-ra.